Hello everyone and welcome to my week 5 progress report. This week I'm on a diet break, so I'm definitely feeling energized, really strong, super powerful. But in all honesty, I feel that way not only in my body but also in my mind as well, which really does just highlight the importance of the process along the way. So many of us have this magical scale weight that we want to get to. And I'll be honest, I haven't actually jumped on the scale once during this challenge. I'm feeling leaner, I'm feeling stronger, but most importantly, I'm feeling really confident in my ability to carry through on those daily small habits that I've set for myself. I'm trusting the process and I'm getting the rewards along the way. There is no such thing as being happier at any size or at a certain weight on the scale. So many times we sit there and we think, I will be happy when I get to this number. And we all know deep down, we are educated women, that is just not simply the case. At the end of last year, I was getting lots of compliments from people saying that I was looking fantastic, I just had a baby, wow. I'll be honest, I felt really tired, I felt really exhausted, and I didn't actually feel like I was looking after myself that well. I didn't have enough time to plan out my meals. I was eating on the run, and I wasn't feeling like I was getting the recovery from my workouts. I really did feel like I was grinding it out. So it goes to say that yes, you could be lighter and you could weigh less, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be healthier. And a classic example of that is if you spend 3 days on the couch because you've been sick, and then you jump on the scales and you've dropped 2 to 3 kilos. Some people say this at their check-in, they go, oh, at least I lost a little bit of weight. It's like, you didn't actually really lose weight. I don't think you even feel that great about it, really. You don't feel energized, you feel fatigued, you feel like you've just been sick. All you've done is dropped out water weight and your glycogen stores from your muscles because you haven't been eating. So it is really important to stop and really acknowledge how you're actually feeling along the way. So let's chat through my process and my progress. So this week my step count is up, which is great. I'm training really well. I hit a new PB on my back squats, which was 100 kilos for 2 reps, which is awesome. I am keeping my deadlifts a lot lighter, just because I'm getting a little bit of treatment on my back and I don't want to be ruining the great work that Nick is doing. And I also was able to find a little bit of extra time on the weekend to plan out my meals. And I've had one meal that I've had on rotation for lunch, one meal I've had on rotation for dinner. And a lot of people might sit there and go, wow, that sounds really boring. And yeah, probably by the 3rd or 4th time I'm eating it, I'm a little bit bored. But for me, I find that just eating really simple, spending bulk time in the kitchen, getting meals done in that way, it actually liberates so much more time in my week that I can spend with Sky, or I can spend on the business, or I can spend on myself, that I don't need to be in the kitchen there slaving away. And also, if I want to go out and treat myself to a meal that's made fresh and delicious, I can go out for breakfast or go out for dinner and know that I can have a little bit more of an elaborate meal. The other thing I want to quickly tick off before jumping into what is actually a diet break, because I am on a diet break this week, I want to chat through that a lot of women sit there and they say, I really want to lose weight, or I need to lose weight. And that fixation and that going back to that conflict and that pain point where they sit there and they say that they need to do something, it's really important to acknowledge that you actually don't need to lose weight. Losing weight really is a personal, intimate journey that you're doing with yourself. You're changing some really big lifestyle habits to allow yourself to keep it off in the long run. This isn't about a crash diet or doing something for an event and then only just to gain it back again. It's a lifestyle change, so changing these big things have to be things that you're willing to keep up in the long run. And the only person that can really know if that's what they want is you. And at the end of the day, losing weight isn't for, it isn't for your kids and it isn't for your partner or isn't for your friends. They love you no matter what. It really is just for you. So it is important to acknowledge that that if you're feeling like you're tormenting yourself by the things that you're not doing, to really stop and question if they actually are all that important in your life, because being lighter or leaner isn't going to make you a better person. It's not going to make you more successful. Definitely when it comes to going to the gym and to training and especially strength training, that is something that you're doing to give back to your future self, to be making sure that your body is working really well. But a few extra kilos in the scale isn't going to be something that is going to change the person that you are. So really have a good think about that if you are struggling. For me, I find that sticking to the process is actually really what makes me happy. I like to feel like I am making progress, and my performance in the gym is probably the most important thing for me. It just so happens that a lot of the processes that I like to stick to are also really helpful to see weight loss occurring as well, and that is that's the outcome of sticking to those things consistently. Not perfectly, but consistently. So, I want to wrap up and chat to you about what actually is a diet break. So there's lots of studies out there about diet breaks. They are really beneficial if you are in a weight loss journey over a longer period of time. A very famous study called the Matador study followed a bunch of overweight blokes for a 30-week period, I think it was. And the results from that study indicated that they lost more body fat, they were able to maintain more muscle mass, and they also had less metabolic adaptation of that period. So metabolic adaptation is the process where your metabolism starts to down-regulate. And that's actually a really normal thing that happens when you lose weight, because you also lose mass as well. So if you end up being 5 kilos lighter, well, your body doesn't have to spend as much energy carting you around. So therefore the metabolism starts to decrease. However, when you diet, and the longer that you're actually dieting for, you will find that your metabolism might start to down-regulate more than what it actually needs to. So I have dropped quite a bit of weight over the last 12-month period, and so therefore using diet breaks has been a really beneficial tool to help me have periods where I can be really focused with my diet, and then have other times where I'm fueling my body with everything it needs, and that stops me from getting sick. It also makes sure that I can recover really well from my workouts. So I generally use a diet break kind of every 2 to 3 weeks to be making sure that I'm looking after myself, and that I'm going to be less likely to regain that weight when I go back to eating at my maintenance level. So it is a really good tool, and even if you are doing an 8-week challenge with us, don't be scared to throw it in there. Yeah, it might push out the length of your diet by a week, but at the end of the day, your bigger goal, way beyond the 8-week challenge goal, is to actually see you guys losing weight and keeping it off in the long run. So that is the most important thing. So don't be too scared to give yourself a diet break, and don't be there going, oh, like I deserve to have this diet break, or I've earned this diet break. No. Eating at your maintenance is what you should be doing anyway, just to fuel your body well. And unfortunately, women do tend to live in that diet mindset where they're always thinking that they need to earn the food that they eat, which can be really, really, really problematic. And that should never, ever be the case. So moving yourself into a maintenance period of calories is a great way to get out of that diet mindset mentality as well. So I hope you enjoyed my week 5 challenge report. I'll be honest, this is the second time I filmed it, so I'm glad that I've managed to get it done. I can't wait to speak to you all next week. Have a great week, and I'll chat to you all soon. Bye.